Our debate today is from Mrs. Junge's 6th grade ELP class, and they are debating the topic of whether social networking positive aspects outweigh the negative aspects. So we will begin today with the affirmative team.
Hi, we are supporting the resolution that social networking has more positive aspects than negative. We have 8 arguments to present to you today. Our first argument is that social networking sites spread information faster than any other media. Our second argument is that law enforcement can catch criminals with social networking. Our third argument is that it is good for the economy. Our next argument is that it allows people to improve relationships. Our fifth argument is that it allows musicians and artists to build audiences. Our sixth argument is that colleges and universities use social media to recruit students. Our next argument is that social networking helps students do better in school. Our last argument is that it can help empower businesswomen. Social media spreads information faster than any other media. We can prove this because over 50% of people learn about breaking news on social media. 65% of traditional media reporters and editors use sites like Facebook for story research and reports. Social networking sites are the top news source for 27.8% of Americans, ranking close to newspapers, which is 28.8%. We got this off procon.org, which is a credible source because it is an organization. That is why you should agree with this. Social networking helps law enforcement to catch criminals. 67% of federal, state, and local law enforcement professionals surveyed think social media helps solve crimes more quickly. In 2011, the NYPD made a Twitter tracking unit that has used networking to arrest criminals that have bragged online about their crimes. We also got this off procon.org. This is a reason why you should agree with this. Social networking is good for the economy. Social media sites have created a new industry resulting in thousands of jobs. A McKinsey Global Institute study says that the communication from social media could add $900 billion to $1.3 trillion to the economy. We got this off procon.org. That is why you should agree with this. Social media allows people to improve relationships. 70% of adult social networking users use a site to talk with friends and family. 52% of teens use social networking say that the site has helped improve their relationship with friends. 88% of the teens also say that social media helps them stay in touch with friends who are far away. We got this off procon.org. That is why you should agree with this. Social media allows artists and musicians to build audiences. 64% of teenagers listen to the music on YouTube, rather than a radio, which is 56%, and CDs, which is 50%. We got this off procon.org. That is why you should agree with us. Social media can help students that are trying to get into a college and help colleges recruit and retain students. 96.6% of four-year institutions use Facebook to recruit students. 83.4% use Twitter, and 79.9% use YouTube. We also got this off procon.org. That is another reason why you should agree with us. Social media helps students do better in school. It helps students contact each other if they need help on homework or school projects. It lets them work on group assignments from their home, and if students have questions, they can ask them on a message board so other students can benefit from the feedback that the teacher gives. We got this off edtechreview.in. We know this is a credible source because it is updated constantly. This is another reason you should agree with us. Social media can also help businesswomen get jobs. Female CEOs are outnumbered by male CEOs by 15 to 485. Businesswomen use Twitter chats to support each other and give or receive knowledge. Since most social media users are women, they can easily find other businesswomen to chat with. We got this off procon.org. This is our last reason you should agree with us. We are the affirmative team supporting the conclusion that social networking's positive aspects outweigh the negative ones. Our first argument is that social networking sites spread info faster than any other media. Our second one is that law enforcement can catch criminals with social networking. Our third argument is that it's good for the economy. Our fourth argument is that it allows people to improve their relationships. Our fifth argument is that social networking helps musicians and artists build audiences. Our sixth one is that colleges and universities use social media to recruit students. Our seventh argument is that it helps students do better at school. And our final argument is that it can help empower businesswomen. Thank you for listening and not falling asleep during our arguments. We hope you will consider this debate and take our side.
Thank you. The negative may present your case.
We, the negative team, do not believe in the resolution that social networking has more positive aspects than the positive. We will now present our 11 arguments.
Our first argument is that social networking can lead to cyberbullying, especially among young adults from ages 18 to 29, according to the Social Issues Research Series, or SIRS. According to a Pew Research Center report, 3/4 of American young adults have seen forms of online bullying. 40% have experienced it themselves. Women from ages 18 to 24 were constantly the victims of stalking and sexual harassment, according from the survey. And citizens who have more information of themselves online, work in the technology market, or express themselves frequently on the internet were likely to be harassed. And the bad thing is, we can't even prevent this problem. It is difficult for police to go after online bullies in part of because our legal system hasn't quite caught up with the technology, says Elizabeth Dowdle, a nursing professor at Villanova University who studies online aggression. On top of that, adults are generally hesitant to report harassment because they view it as a child or teenage problem, but the internet has no age limit, says Dowdle. People look for outlets for aggression, and the internet is a wonderful place because it's anonymous and you don't have to be truthful. Some networking companies have been criticized for not doing quite enough to stop cyberbullying, even though that is standard policy to ban threats and bullying. Though online harassment is really old, almost like the internet itself, it has gotten really serious over the past years. Beginning last summer, people involved in an online campaign have been harassing important women in the video game industry. One of the targets is Brianna Wu, a software engineer and founder of game developers Giant Space Cat. Wu says she has frequently been bullied online, but it has gotten worse. Earlier, people threatened her with sexual harassment and death on Twitter. People have tried to impersonate her on the internet to ruin her reputation. Brianna was so afraid that she moved out of Boston. Brianna went to the police, but most people bullied online don't. According to Pew, just 5% of those bullied online report the problem to law enforcement officials, while nearly half confronted the cyberbullying online. 44% said that they blocked, muted, or unfriended the person who was threatening them. But the Pew study shows that the victims of cyberbullying often don't know where it's coming from. 38% of people who were harassed online said it was strangers behind the threats, and another 26% did not know who it was. You can have many different usernames online, Dowell says. So you might think I'm going to block Scary Friend 123, and Scary Friend says, fine, I'm going to use my other username, Super Nice Guy, and you just don't know.
Our second argument is that social networking can make identity theft easier. For your friends to be able to friend you, you need to type in some information about you. Without typing in your information, they won't be able to find you, which basically defeats the purpose of social networks. According to how stuff works, if you type in too much information, people can destroy your credit rating or attempt to hack into your email and financial information.
Our third argument is that social media sites can lead to one person downloading a virus, according to how stuff works. Someone can hack into your friend's social media account and pretend to send you a video. Something might pop up saying you must download a media player. It most likely will be a virus. It could be Trojan horse or any other virus. The scammer hacker will then use your social media account to spread the virus around.
Our fourth argument is that social media sites can be obsessive. If you join every single social media site and add hundreds of people as your friends, you'll receive constant updates. It will be hard to find the things you want, and you'll want to filter out everything else. You might be checking updates when you have to be working or have something important you have to do.
Our fifth argument is that people start to create their own inaccurate blogs and websites. These websites feed false information to the readers, according to top10socialmedia.com, and they spread the rumors. People tend to believe false information just because it is on the web.
Our sixth argument is that people spend too much time on social media sites, which leads to lower grades, according to top10socialmedia.com. Statistics show that people using social media too often tend to have GPAs of 3.06, compared to GPAs of 3.82 for people who don't use social media.
Our seventh argument is that social media is the cause for less face-to-face communication, according to a top10socialmedia.com study. Families in 2012 reported spending less time with one another rose by 32% from 2011. The study also reported that 32% of participants in the survey either were texting on social media sites instead of communicating with each other during family gatherings or special occasions.
Our eighth argument is that social media lacks emotional connection. For example, if someone was to receive an apology from someone else on social media, he or she wouldn't be able to tell if that apology was sincere or not. The quality of a conversation using social media is awful because you cannot sense the emotion of enthusiasm from the other person. It makes you wonder if they actually are sincere, says rootsofaction.com.
Our ninth argument is that social networking sites diminish understanding and thoughtfulness. Since people are spending so much time on social networking, the quality of conversation has dropped. When you talk through a voicemail or just message someone, you don't be able to always understand them, a Seattle 10th grader says.
Our 10th argument is that social networking can cause laziness. Instead of running downstairs to get your family, you can just text them. In other words, social networking can be convenient, but will also cause laziness, the 10th grader says.
Our 11th argument states that if social networking is not used correctly, it can ruin your business. If you're not ready, your social network can waste valuable money. If an employee is not reliable, they might leak important information about your business. That same employee posts incorrect or false information, your business can be or will be fined.
In conclusion, social networking can lead to harassment. And also social networking can also lead to easier identity theft. If you are careless online, your computer can receive a virus. Social networking can be obsessive. It can be inaccurate and lead you to believe not accurate facts. More time on social media sites can lead to lower academic grades. Social media can lead to less face-to-face communication, and social media can be insincere. Social media is also the cause for the drop in quality of conversations. Social media can also cause laziness. Social media can also be harmful to your business. As you can see, social networking can be bad for our life.
Very nice. All right, it's time for the negative rebuttal. Who's in charge of the rebuttal for you two?
You guys say that 96.6% of colleges recruit people on social media sites, but how can colleges trust the people if some people are insincere?
Okay, keep going. You can argue now.
And you guys say that social media can improve students' studies. How do you guys prove that?
And can't the information on social media be inaccurate?
Okay. Nice. All right. Bess, your turn. Rebuttal.
So you guys said that cyberbullying is a problem, but there's a lot of sites online and a lot of places you can get stuff to know what to do about cyberbullying. It makes you lazy. You say it makes you lazier. It might, but you can also have a time where you don't use your phone or any other sites and you get to do stuff with your family. And if you don't want to get a virus, you should make sure that you don't click on any ads or stuff that you don't know what it is. And you said it was bad for your business, because so just don't post things or text things that you don't want to see, like on the front of a newspaper or something, so that you don't, so you're,
Okay, I'm going to give you a hand because there's no one else in here watching you.
Sent you one of those. Would you